Welcome everyone. We want to welcome you. My name is Thomas. In case you do not know who is Thomas, Thomas is the Chief Learning Officer at LMA, as you can see from my logo here, LMA, Life Mastery Academy. And we have with us, I'm very fortunate to have with us tonight, the CEO and founder of Fortis Law, Patrick Tan, who will proceed later on, immediately after I do the intro. He will proceed to share with us about electronic signatures and real estate transactions in Singapore, which is a very interesting topic, because as things as small as signing a document can make a difference in a person's life, isn't it? You sign a document, if you sign the wrong document, you may have sold the property to the wrong person. Okay, so these are things we want to avoid. What signatures work, what signatures don't work, what documents work, what documents require certain types of signature. I think Patrick will be the best person to share that with you. And stay tuned, because immediately after Patrick has already shared his slides, Thomas will take over. Thomas will come in and Thomas will share with you. Remember, a couple of days back, in fact, 2 days back only, CA released an advisory for all of us to comply as agents. So we want to go through some of that. Don't worry, my slide is very brief. We will not bore you down with lots of text. In fact, I will share with you what are the different activities and what you can do, what you can't do. I'll give you very specific guideline, what you can or cannot do. Then from there, then we will go forward. That should take us approximately like maybe 30 minutes. Then from there, we will move on to 15, 20 minutes of FAQ Q&A session. Okay, everyone, but before I pass the mic over to Patrick, let us put a disclaimer. This one is Facebook Live, means we are on a social media platform. Yes, what he say, what I say, we cannot be held liable. Okay, we are just giving you to the best of our knowledge. So it's a free session. We do not, you should not be expecting us to be held liable for what we say, but we do want to make sure that you guys are educated in the correct manner. Okay, it's accurate as of what we are saying now. Okay, if tomorrow the government change the policy, please don't come and say, hey, you last night say like that one, you know, how come today different? Please don't hold us liable. Okay, with that, I will pass the session over to Patrick, who will guide us through the electronic signatures and real estate transactions in Singapore. Patrick, please.
All right, thank you, Thomas. Thank you for the very kind introduction. Thank you, LMA, for having me here to share with you what I know about electronic signatures in real estate transactions in Singapore. This is my first time on FB Live, so I'm trying to learn. I'm learning how to use this. I'm reading to the comment and doing this, sharing at the same time. It's a bit awkward, but I'll do my best. So actually, this is not that complicated. I have 15 minutes. I have a few slides to share, but I'm fairly confident that at the end of the sharing, you would have a clear idea on what can be e-signed or what cannot be e-signed. Okay. A brief introduction. I'm a practicing lawyer. I'm the CEO at Fortis Law. So I have been in practice for 20 years. So what do I do? Besides managing the law firm, I do things like real estate, of course, wills, trust, probate. And I go to court from time to time to sue people and get sued, something that you have to avoid at all costs. So this is what I do. I'm also currently the legal advisor to SEAA and approved CPD trainer, right, in the real estate industry. So, okay, without further ado, let me go straight into the topic for tonight. This is me. I know it doesn't look like me, but it's me. Some of my credentials are there. All right. So just an update, right? Before we talk about e-signature, this update is as of 14 May. Ministry of Law has actually announced an extension to this COVID-19 Temporary Measures Act. As of 14 May, right? This temporary relief has been extended to OTP and sale and purchase agreements issued by developers, including HDB, right? So basically, previously, prior to 14 May, right, such reliefs were not made available for residential property sale and purchase. But after 14 May, right, this relief has been extended to residential properties, sale and purchase. But however, this relief only applies to sale and purchase between a developer and a purchaser. It doesn't apply to private individuals. All right. So if you qualify for this relief, you can actually file a notification for relief. And this notification, you can actually go onto Ministry of Law website. There's a link provided. You can just click it. And basically, you can serve this notification for relief on the developer or on HDB, right? So once this notification is received by the developer, what the developer can do is that they cannot withhold or forfeit any part of the booking fee or other consideration paid for the option. And they can also not terminate the agreement upon receipt of the said notification. Of course, such notification can be challenged if they want to. Otherwise, you would be granted a sort of a temporary relief for during the prescribed period. Currently, it's fixed for 6 months, fixed at 6 months. So for 6 months, all your obligations under this option to purchase sale and purchase will be deferred. Deferred, not waived, deferred for 6 months, right? So this is just a sort of a brief announcement, I would say, before I start today's topic. So use of electronic signatures in practice in real estate, right? Just to start the ball rolling, right? With tenancy agreements, we know we have all sort of contracts in real estate transactions, right? Let's start off with tenancy agreements. So TAs, I understand, because I've been doing some of these webinars on e-signature this past few weeks, and from the feedback I gathered, right, from real estate professionals, they had told me that actually some of them had already signed some of the TAs electronically. So what I wanted to say is that tenancy agreements can be signed electronically between the landlord and the tenant, right? Because a TA does not usually constitute a sale or a disposition of an interest in real estate, which are considered as excluded matters under the Electronic Transactions Act. So basically, we have this law, right, called ETA, Electronic Transactions Act in Singapore, fairly technical, that talks about what can be e-signed, what cannot be e-signed. So then they have this excluded matters, this schedule in this law that talks about what cannot be e-signed. These are what we call excluded matters. Tenancy agreement, thankfully, does not fall under these excluded matters, all right? However, the bad news is that disposition or a sale of properties are considered excluded matters, right? That being said, right, although tenancy agreement does not fall under excluded matters and can legally be electronically signed, right, it is still preferable or prudent to sign the TA in wet ink. Okay, that means physically sign the TA once the opportunity to do so arises. And why I say this, because I do a fair bit of real estate, right? For example, if the landlord wishes to sell the property with tenancy at a later period of time, right? The buyer, right, the new buyer may request for the original TA in wet ink. Then at that time, you may be stuck, correct? So we have to think down the road. Right now, although landlord and tenant e-signed it, both parties agree. But what if 2-3 years down the road and the landlord, right, wanted to sell his property subject to tenancy, and the new buyer's lawyer then asked for the tenancy agreement, the original TA, in wet ink? At that time, then the landlord cannot produce, then you have all these problems, right? So this is something that real estate professionals have to consider very carefully. So just to summarize, although tenancy agreements can legally be signed electronically between the parties, because this is not considered excluded matters under the Electronic Transactions Act, parties should be prudent. If you were to ask me for my professional view, please sign it as per normal. Sign it in wet ink, right? If there is no reason to sign it electronically, I know this sounds very regressive, not that progressive, but we always want to be prudent, right? I know I'm old school, but honestly, we want to be able to sleep at night, right? So just sign the TA properly. I know now CB period is a bit hard to sign, to meet, but thankfully law firms are still operational, you see. We are in phase 1. So 2nd June, we can resume business in our premises. So you can actually, visit your lawyers, go and have it signed before the lawyers, or you can even send it, courier it to your tenant and not to wet it, right, to sign it, right? So there are ways in which the document can be signed, you see. So not necessarily to, for you to take the risk. There's no necessity to do so. So what are excluded matters? So I talked a bit about excluded matters, right? So as I said earlier, not all documents are permitted to be signed electronically. So under the first schedule, right, to this Electronic Transactions Act, read with section 4 of the ETA, right, it basically states certain excluded matters, meaning that matters that cannot be signed electronically. So these are matters that require what we call wet ink, wet ink signature. All right. Of course, I do not propose to list down the entire list of excluded matters. I just want to zoom in on real estate related excluded matters. So just to give you a sample, a flavor. So for example, creation, performance, or enforcement of an indenture, declaration of trust, power of attorney, contract for the sale like your OTP, your SPA, or other disposition of real estate of any interest in their property or conveyance. Basically, these are considered excluded matters. They cannot be signed electronically, right? It cannot be signed. I will explain why that is the case, okay? Why the law is such, all right? But take it for me, this is the law as it stands now. There have been talks now whether this law should be amended, to be more progressive. Other countries are doing it, signing electronically. Why are we not following suit? I think there are people talking about changing the law, but as the law stands now, these documents, these matters are considered excluded matters so therefore these documents must be signed physically, right? So many documents relating to real estate transactions actually cannot be signed electronically, right? What is the rationale? The rationale is very simple, right? Basically, buying and selling properties, right? It represents one of the largest transactions, right, that most individuals like you and me will ever deal with in our lifetime. So therefore, right, we need heightened safeguards to put in place, right? Correct or not? So if you have e-sign, then you have to deal with issues like whether the e-signature is authenticated, whether what really considered as digital signature, you have all these issues, you see. So whether it is safe, can we consider that this e-signature is yours? So the rationale is that physical signature is still the best, right? But who knows, given blockchain and all this going forward, right? Maybe e-sign is the way to go, right? So therefore, excluded matters include many areas of concern in relation to real estate industry, right? Execution of POA, creation of trust, signing of documents in property transactions, all are considered excluded matters. So they cannot be e-signed. Actually, there's no need to e-sign also, because like I said, law firms are open for business, right? So why take the risk? Just go and sign it before your lawyers, right? So no point to go and think about all these things, Don't be progressive for the sake of being progressive, right? There's no need to take risk, don't take risk, right? So given the limited applicability of e-signatures, right, especially in, actually just to give you other samples, like wills also cannot be e-signed. Some of you may ask me, can I sign my will electronically and all these things? Also cannot. Will and trust, all this cannot be signed electronically. These are all under excluded matters. So given this limited applicability of e-signatures, right, especially in the real estate space, law firms like mine have been given limited exemptions to operate during the COVID-19 CB period. But come 2nd June, we are in phase 1, we will be able to resume. In fact, all law firms in Singapore will be able to resume business in their premises. So conveyancing services such as exercising an OTP or completion of your sale and purchase have been considered as essential service by MTI, by the authorities, which law firms can provide during the CB period. So law firms are allowed to fully be operational in phase 1, right? So like I mentioned earlier, you can always get your clients down or parties can come down to sign it in the presence of the law firms. If that is not possible, you can always consider sending the documents across, courier the document across to the other party to whack in to sign it before a witness. A witness can be anyone, right? Can be another fella in the household and all this. You don't need a lawyer to really witness the signing of the document. So just to put whatever I said into a nice summary for you, so you may want to actually take a picture, right? Take a picture of this page. This is like a very a nice page that summarizes whatever that I've said. So the type of real estate document is listed on this side. So we have TA, option to purchase, sale and purchase agreement, trust deed, power of attorney, completion documents. And on the other side, whether electronic signing is or is not allowed. So for TA, yes, it is allowed, but highly preferable to sign it in wet ink. For the rest, oh, no, 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 no. So very straightforward, right? But very important page. You can actually take a picture, show it to your clients, or show it to, other people who are interested. Very straightforward. All right, I have come to the end of my sharing, 15 minutes worth, just nice, 8:15. So these are the contact details of my team members. So I have a few lawyers doing real estate, and I have 2 offices, one at Raffles Place, one at Jurong. And please like us on Facebook also, because we do a lot of free webinars during this period. You may want to register and attend some of these free webinars and learn more about the law during the CB period. Thank you. Back to you, Thomas.
Okay. Patrick, before I proceed to do my switch over to my slides, I have one question. You go back one slide, please. If you can go back to one slide. Did you cover? It was not stated. How about HDB transactions?
HDB, sorry, HDB cannot. HDB basically all must wet ink. And I agree, all must cannot e-sign. All must wet ink. I mean, it's actually similar to what I've described, like OTP for your private property, SP, all must be wet ink. So HDB, that one, just to be clear, Long Zhong, all must wet ink. Okay, HDB, I mean, they made it very clear. Okay,
yes.
Not optional, that one.
Thank you so much. Yeah, someone is asking on the Facebook, my Facebook page. Is it possible to get a copy of the presentation deck from you?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so what you guys can do is, if you are property agent and if you are a customer of LMA, please approach our LMA. Drop us a private message on our Facebook. Then we will probably try to get back to you. All right, with this.
Yeah, thank you.
Try to get a copy of this. All right. So now it's Thomas's turn. I will switch over.
Stop share.
Yeah, you can stop your share.
All right.
Thomas will start sharing his slides.
All right.
Okay. Yes. So this is the part I will take over. Yes. Can everyone see my slide? Yes. Can everyone take a look at what?
Can see.
Right? Yes. Yeah. So it's definitely coming. Don't worry. So what happened is this. Now Thomas will share with us the latest. If you have been following the news, the latest news is 2 days ago. Just 2 days ago, CEA released a CEA advisory for agents to at least give us an idea. What can I do or what I can't do from next Tuesday onwards, right? I think Monday is 1st June, 2nd June will be next Tuesday. So in terms of viewings, can or cannot? I think many of us already know the answer to this. And it's more of like handovers, rentals, repair works, even. These are very crucial, critical items between you and I as fellow practicing agents. We can or we cannot do. Let me try to give you some clarity. Okay, Thomas will help you do some clarity when it comes to this. So let's move on. Phase 1, which is next week. This is phase 1. That's exactly what will happen from 2nd of June. We call it phase 1, right? You know, the government has got phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, right? Okay, so phase 1 is where most 75% of the businesses like Patrick's law firm can already go full swing already. Okay, people like us, like LMA, Life Mastery, like people like Thomas and still must work from home. Okay, so I must still listen to my dog bark every day. Okay, no choice. This one is no choice one. And of course, entertain 3 girls at home. I give you the general rule of thumb. The general rule of thumb is this. Anything, they want, what CA really want us to do is, please do this. Please avoid what? Face-to-face and direct contact, because it's very simple fact. It's simply because of the fact that if you go face-to-face, there is a possibility of transmission. A party talk to B party, then suddenly you hachi, then the droplets fly over and touch the other person's face, absorb, then we don't want to be a transmission base. So thereby, they are saying the general rule of thumb is anything that involves face-to-face, anything that involves direct contact with another person, we want to avoid. Meaning, later I'll give you specific instruction when it comes to viewing and stuff like that. Okay, let's look. The second thing is, if this one is technology. If you are able to do this and conduct your business, what is this? Work from where? They want you to work from home to the maximum extent. They use the word called maximum. Means if you don't need to, don't come out. Work from home. Okay, later I'll share you what are some of the things, some ideas you can think about as property agents, as RES, what we can do in terms of when we go out and meet our customer. This is generally what we can do, but we should be able to adopt our digital tools to our maximum extent. Like now, what are you guys doing? You guys are watching us on Facebook right? And how are we reaching out to you? We are using a platform called Zoom, right? And many of you will probably be very, very familiar. Some of you become Zoom expert already during the circuit breaker, okay? So yeah, and for Thomas, I've been using Zoom almost every day. I finished, because I teach RES course, I've already finished 3 batches of RESA, purely using Zoom. Okay, so I think it can be done in terms of this, but let's move into what the agents do's and the don'ts for agents, what you can do and what you cannot do. Okay, so let me draw out a table for us that is very easy to understand. First I will describe for you what are the items you can do, okay, and can you do face-to-face or not. And many of you probably already can fill up this blank faster than Thomas already, or must you do virtual. So let's start with number one thing we want to know. Viewing. Viewing can go face-to-face or not? Okay? All of you can type in your answers, in your Facebook, So at least don't make Patrick and me feel like we are talking to the camera, the screen, then we feel very bored. All right. So can you guys type in, can I go viewing? The question is, can I go viewing face-to-face? Yes or no? Just answer inside your respective Facebook account. Yes, please key in your answers. Yeah, let us know. At least we know you're paying attention and not going astray. You see, now Jacqueline is replying. No, you is saying no. Ivan say no. Yes, Da Tan says no. Eric, no. Cannot face to face. No. Okay. This one is usually the answer we don't want to hear when you ask your customer, how you interested to rent or not, interested to buy or not. This is the answer we are very scared of, right? No. Okay. No. But sometimes when we talk to our children, this is the answer we always give, right? No. Okay. So let's look. Viewings. I think all of you will be very glad to know that viewings 不可以, cannot do face to face. Can do virtual? Of course. Virtual, yes, of course. How about this? The next thing I want to ask you is this. Some of you cannot meet your customer face to face, but you still want to tell them about asset progression. Teach them about how they possibly can, potentially, if they plan to sell their property, is there a possibility for them to upgrade? And some of them may be retiring. How do they go about doing their downgrade, right? From private maybe to HDB, or from HDB upgrade to private property. So you want to do presentations. Can we go face to face? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Come on. Let's keep the Facebook vibrant, Okay. Tell us whether I can do face to face presentation or not. When I do presentation, I tell my customer, you sell this house, Can we do face to face or must we do virtual? Okay. Some of the answers are coming in again. No, cannot. No face to face. Yes, no face to face. Nothing. No again. Very good. But if the answer is always no, shouldn't we have a solution? So what can we do? Right? We can certainly go onto Zoom. We can certainly do WebEx if you have used it before. I've tried Google Hangout as well. And can you do the most simple thing? If you say I don't know how to use laptop and all that, can give phone call or not? Can? Now your phone call, your WhatsApp can also do video call, right? Like I call my mother almost every day. We do video call. Can talk to the customer. So the next thing, thank you for all your comments. Virtual can. Yes, good. Gerald, Lisa, Jaslyn, very good. We know that totally cannot. Next thing is this. If I want to video the property, video, I want to use it so that I can do marketing. Can I go to the customer's house to video the property? Okay, so this is a question. Again, when I want to do filming, I want to video the property, take photo. Can I go to my customer's house to do it? Make a guess, all of you. Come on, let's contribute. Say, face call. Okay, face call. This one is the if the premise, we know now is saying, if the premise is vacant, can tenant and buyer go down and view? If it's vacant, we will answer that. Okay. Can I go on site really to do filming or not? Face to face. Can or cannot? Some of you say no. Emily says no. Jacqueline, no. Vacant can. Renee says no. Michelle say, provided it's a vacant unit. Agnes, ask customer to take video. Very good. Okay, then Eddie says if premise is vacant but temporary vacant still cannot. No, Ivan says no, Pearly says no, Fern say only when it is vacant. Okay, so this particular question I have, can go filming on customer's house or not? Oh, we have a variety of answers, you know. We have a variety of answers, which is very good because now we can align all our thoughts, right? Thomas can actually share you and align all our thoughts. Huh? The answer is this. If the house is totally vacant, means your customer do not stay there at all. You can go on site to do filming and video, but what must you do? 你不可以跟人家去 You cannot go with your video crew. You cannot go with your friend who is an agent. You cannot go even with the owner. The vacant house, how many people inside? You and you alone. For you to go and do filming. So now we are very clear, right? Okay. You can go and film only if the house is what? Yes, vacant. Some of you are saying if vacant can. If vacant can. How about this? I give you a scenario, you think about it, whether can or cannot. I ask the customer to go out of the house, vacate the house for 2 hours so that I can go in temporarily to take photo and take video. Can or not? Think about this. I repeat my question. You ask the customer to vacate the house. That means the house is vacant when you visit. Your customer go out shopping, go eat dinner, buy dinner for 2 hours. You go in and you take photo. Can or cannot? Some of you are saying AD, cannot. Okay, vacant go alone. Can, vacant can. Some of you are replying now. Temporary vacant cannot. Very good answer from Eddie. Eddie Tam. And Tricia is saying as well. Temporary vacancy 不可以. That means the house is originally vacant when you go and visit. No one is staying there. Then you can go and do your filming. If the house is occupied, then you tell your customer, hey, you go out for 2 hours, let me do some let me do some filming and all that. 不可以. This is a strict no-no. Everyone clear about this? Yeah. Otherwise, if the house is occupied, what should you do? Ask the client to video. What you should do is the virtual side. Ask your client to video it and probably send it to you. Yes, many of you are very clear about the no, cannot, germs on surface. Okay, according to Agnes. All right, no, cannot. Yes, no temporary vacant. And can I quickly tell you, if you have questions for Patrick, please put it into the Facebook page as well. Okay, so that we can take the Q&A later on. If you have questions for Thomas, don't post. I don't want to answer your question. Okay, how about handovers? Handover or rental, we want to know, during handover or rental, can you go face-to-face now? The short answer is no. Then how to do handover? Ask your tenant that is moving out, because every time the tenant move out, they got things must hand over. Keys, keys, aircon controller, guidebooks, right? Yes, some of the controller for the pass for the security, isn't it? For the to come in and out of the premise. All this you leave at the house. Okay, tell your tenant who is outgoing, leave at the house, take a video, take a photo to register evidence that they have left it in the house. You have to practice a little bit of faith. Your customer have to practice a little bit of faith here and trust the other party will do their job. Otherwise, you can certainly do what? You can certainly do video calls. When you do video call, you can certainly walk around the house and tell the tenant to show you he has already left the thing there. Then the tenant leave the house, right? Okay. And after the tenant has left the house, he can certainly lock the door. What can the tenant do with the last key? They can drop it into the letterbox, right? Yeah. So these are ways that we can actually help to facilitate handover. We do not have a choice. We just have to think out of the box. What are the solutions? Okay, good, everyone. Some of you are coming on board. There's more and more people coming in to watch already. Means you guys are seeing some value in this. Okay. Some of you are asking how to check defects. Later we will talk about it. Because you can do it virtually, but you cannot do it on face-to-face. Some of you are posting some of the questions. We will take them after I finish my slide. Don't worry, I got a few more slides only. Next thing we want to do is this. Again, same thing. We want to do this. How about works, repair works within the unit itself? can go in for repair now. That means, can you help your customer go on site to look at repair? And sometimes the repair can be what? Emergency repair, right? Possible or not? Yeah. So in terms of repair, what we want to tell you is, yes, if it's an emergency work like aircon leak, pipe leaks, water leak and all that, you physically still cannot go. Client can, because it's his house. That means your landlord still can go on site, but the agent cannot. Okay. But if the landlord don't know what to do, yes, certainly you can turn on your video call. He can video call you. You can certainly guide him over the phone, because many of you are experienced agent. Even close your eyes, you also know what to do, right? What to turn. If the water is leaking, what should you do? First thing, go outside the house, open the door. There will be a master switch where the water comes in, right? Yes, or even for electricity, you just switch it off first now if there's water leak, isn't it? Okay, but again, this one must be done virtually. You cannot do it. What if the clients, some of you may be asking, what if my client is physically not in Singapore? He's located in Shanghai, in India. How? And there are works to be carried out. This is what you do, okay? When there are emergency works, when your client are overseas, CEA's advice is this. Yes, you can go on site on behalf of your client. But when the contractor turn up, what must you do? You guys need to contact trace already. Meaning you have to trace it using, tell the contractor, do you have Trace Together? You know this app called Trace Together on your mobile phone? Do that. You also must do temperature check. You also must everyone to sanitize their whole body. No lah, just sanitize your hands good enough. Don't need to sanitize the whole body. But you do need to clean up. Okay. Then after the contractor has done his work, you need to wrap up. Then everybody need to do the same thing, unwind, then sanitize and leave the place. And you have to time in, time out. It's just like when you go mall, you have to do your time in and time out, like clocking attendance, isn't it? So yes, these are things that you need to do. Okay, so in a very short period of time, I've actually given to you what the agents can do, what the agents cannot do, is it? Okay, yeah. Someone is saying, okay, aircon leak agent also must know. You must be joking. Yeah. Okay. So these are things you never know what your landlord need you to do, right? Yes. Okay. So what will happen is this. After this is Thomas has a few things that I want to share you where LMA is concerned. Right? This is the content I have prepared for you, the do's and the don'ts. I thought we should not dwell too long on this. I just want to give you ability to be able to operate very quickly, especially the part where you can do filming and marketing, because that one will help you be able to capture video, photos, so that you can go online and post on your Property Guru website. Okay, so that is the part on your. Then next week we have some CPD coming. All right, so those of you who just joined us, LMA does quite a fair bit of CPD. Next week we have some CPD coming. Later I'll share you. Patrick just got approved for a couple of his CPD topic. So Patrick will also be able to share some of his knowledge in the month of June. But this one is immediately next week, okay? So Sam and Celeste are our veteran trainers, okay? So those of you who want more information, don't worry, I'll give you the website. Yep, so this is again next week, what happens with Kelvin as well as Chris, one doing generic as well as a professional credit courses about CPF. Do join Chris on his CPF topic. I attended and I thought it was very good in terms of knowledge of the CPF. And those of you who want to go successful email marketing, do join Kelvin. And if you are interested to know what Patrick will be covering, Patrick has this particular topic called Know Your Options. Okay, know what are your options in terms so that you can what? Close more deals. All of us now need to close many deals to make up for lost time. So Patrick will be with us at LMA doing online on 25th of June. It's a morning class. Okay, so if you want to and you appreciate what Patrick has done for us, please come and learn more from him. Okay, during the June period, which many of us still cannot go for viewing anyway. So why not join him online for the course itself? So this course, how to register? This is Thomas selling a bit of koyo lah, Okay, so I apologize if you feel this is a bit salesy, but this is the koyo, and we thought that this is very good for beneficial for all of you who join us tonight. Thank you for taking this a few minutes to join us tonight. So you can go to our website. All right. You can certainly like us on Facebook. You can text us. You can drop us a message if you want to. Okay, good. And this I will share with you. Now let's move on to Q&A. There's a couple of questions. I think Patrick has been going through, right? Patrick, you can turn on your microphone if you want to. Okay, there are some questions which I thought we should be looking at.
It's a lot got to do with viewing during this period of time. Whether they can view.
So it's me, It's me,
Yeah. I think basically it's still the same, back to the same point, right? You cannot do face-to-face, can do virtual.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just looking through some of the Q&A. If the premise is vacant, yes. Those of you who can think of some questions, you can certainly post them now. Okay, let's look. Let's look. I'm looking at 2 Facebook pages. So you give me a bit of time for me to look through all the thing. This one, empty can, else cannot. Yes. Ask landlord. Wear mask. Yes, of course. We definitely must wear mask. Okay, it's probably not in my slide, but you guys already know by default. Okay. Yes. Go alone. Cannot. You're just replying to someone. If the condo guard don't allow entry, how? Call 999. You can certainly bring along CEA's. This is to answer Eric's question. Eric Lim had a question on the LMA Facebook. If the condo guard don't allow me entry, why don't you cordially tell him under the CEA, on CEA's website, the advisory is already up. And some of you, if you come from your KO, would have probably forwarded the PDF file to you already. So what you can do is you can nicely tell the guard, the owner is told me he's not staying here. I'm just here to do filming and stuff like that. Okay. And this is what the government measure is, because a lot of people out there are actually not very sure what can be done, what cannot be done. So show them some level of communication from the authority regulator, then probably you can then go.
I think, Thomas, one good thing is that you can get the owner to maybe send a sort of email to, what you call that, send an email to the guard room to tell them first that you are coming on this time to do the viewing and the filming, right? So I think that is to give the guard room the heads up.
Yes,
right?
Good advice. That's good advice. Thanks, Patrick. That's good advice. Okay, so tell the customer to instruct the guards that you are coming. So at least the guard will not have a surprise. Okay, when you turn up. My buyer, Joy Chung, has a question. My buyer wants a second view of an occupied house before paying 1% deposit. I know I cannot accompany them. Can buyers go themselves? No. Okay, unfortunately, the answer is no. But you can certainly do it virtually. And of course, when it's time to exchange the signatures, exchange the contract and pay the deposit and all that, you can certainly approach Patrick because their office is open. You can do your transactions there. Right? But unfortunately, when it comes to marketing, virtual, it's still the way to go. This is to answer Joy's question. Okay, Joy? Yeah, thank you. How to check for defects? Virtually, your client can go to his own house to check. Okay, so your client can certainly film and probably tell you what some of the defects are. Okay, your client can go, you cannot go. Okay, for the handover. So too bad, because we are the third party. The parties to the contract can still go and view the house. That means the owner can go and check defects himself. And if they want to take action against the tenant, okay, the tenant may have already left, but the deposit may not have been returned yet, right? So you can certainly work out from there. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to claim damages on behalf of your client. Okay, Lisa has a question as well. Can customer view the vacant unit without agent? So no face-to-face, he pick up key from letterbox. Very good question. This one was not covered on a DIY basis, whether the buyer can view or not. My suspicion is this, and this one, please do not quote me. I would think so, because of the fact the agent is not present, the owner is not present. Would you still, my question is this, would you dare to let people enter the house or not, take the key and enter the house or not? So I really wouldn't encourage this, even though it's not covered specifically where CEA is concerned. I certainly don't want I don't want, even though my house is empty, I don't want a stranger to take the key, then enter the house and view on their own. Because if the house is already vacant, what can you do? You can take your camera, go and film, right? If the house is vacant, isn't it? Then you can show this video to the potential buyer. I would still think that you should create value for yourself by being the point where the buyer approach you, co-broke agent approach you. Then you are doing your job as a seller's agent, right? In favor of what you're doing for your principal, the seller, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, so I think anyway, DIY, I think that may contravene the law also. Because even between the potential seller and buyer, if they arrange viewings themselves, if they go over, right, without agents involved, I think they may contravene the law. Because the spirit of the law is that you cannot have all this face-to-face or this DIY kind of go over there and view and all these things. You should try to keep a distance as much as possible, right? So I think this CA, as far as CA circular is concerned, it applies to all licensed salespersons, see. It doesn't really cover all the private individuals, like self-help, like 自己来 like that, go to people's house and start viewing.
Okay. Patrick, there's a question left on my Facebook page from Elaine, property agent Elaine is her name. Can Patrick advise if husband can be wife's witness and vice versa?
To a what document? To a tenancy agreement or to a OTP? Or...
Yeah, I think we don't know. Maybe you can cover both. She didn't specify.
Okay, you see, the thing is that first thing, we have to see whether the husband and wife, they are co-owner of the property. If let's say in the sale and purchase situation, right? I mean, if let's say that both husband and wife are co-owners and both are already signing it as seller or as intending buyer, then it would be strange to have the same people acting as the witness. So I mean, you can't witness yourself signing, right? So really have to depend on whether the wife is actually a co-owner. But if let's say the wife is not a co-owner and only the husband is the owner and the husband wants to sell or wants to sign a TA as a landlord, then really I don't see why the wife cannot. But as a matter, legally speaking, but as a matter of prudence, I'd rather the wife stay out of it, if possible. Try to get a neutral party. Because I'm looking from the perspective if there's a dispute, right? And then you have the wife standing as a witness. Then, of course, the other side will say the wife, of course, will cite the husband. What kind of witness is that? No credibility, correct or not? So, 有好像没有这样咯, you know what I mean? So, rather not, to put it simply.
Yes. I think you have answered her question. She said thank you. Yeah. It's in reference to a TA. It's in reference to a TA. Okay. I think you have answered comprehensively already. Okay, there's a question also by Cindy. House was tenanted and handed over to landlord. Can I go and take photos and video? Assuming I would make the assumption, Cindy Ho, I would make the assumption that you are talking that the house is totally vacant. Okay, 没有人的. Okay, not someone staying there. You ask them to leave temporarily for a few hours. I would think if the house is totally vacant, yes, right? The guideline says you can go and take photo for your marketing purpose. Okay, Lisa has a question. Landlord is overseas, tenant didn't pay rent and never respond to our call. Can we visit the tenant to see what happened? The answer is no, because it's again going back to the spirit of the guidelines given by CEA. What's the spirit? They still don't want you to have face-to-face. Right? So even if you have a high suspicion something happened to the tenant, unfortunately, you still must communicate virtually. Okay, Lisa? Okay.
I think one idea is that if it's this a condo situation, right, can again ask the owner to call the guard to go and check. Say something bad may happen, in the unit. So ask the guard quickly go and look at it. That's another way.
Maybe, okay. Make use of the guard. Okay. Make use of the guard. Jaslyn has a question. Jaslyn Tan, to sign a HDB OTP, can put OTP in the client's letterbox. One sign we pick up from the HDB letterbox again, virtual viewing and offer. My question to you is this, Jaslyn. How do you know it's really the owner who signed it? Since it's placed in a letterbox. I don't know whether Patrick wants to have a comment on this or not. That means they take the OTP, put in a letterbox, the seller come down, take the OTP, sign, put back in the letterbox, the agent come back and collect.
Yeah, you see, I mean, Thomas is right. You see, how do you know whether it is the owner who signed? Like I say, don't have to take this risk. Just bring them to a law firm. I mean, to have them sign before a lawyer, right? Then problem solved. That's very simple, because law firm can open for business. Just bring them, go to the law firm and sign it. Don't take this kind of risk.
No, cannot bring them. You cannot bring them. You ask them to go to the law firm.
Yeah, ask them to come to the law firm.
Yes, I think we better be specific here. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, in case the agent here, wow, bring them, come, I drive you there. Cannot,
Yeah, but I cannot. No face to face.
Cannot. Michelle is saying tenant is renewing tenancy and landlord wants to verify the condition before the new TA. Yeah, again, this one has to be done virtually. Okay, they cannot be present for the handover. Basically, you can see anything that organized the activity got this one. What is this? Got contact one. Okay. Okay. They don't want you to have contact whatsoever. For vacant unit, can tenant do physical viewing on their own? I think we have already covered this. Okay. The idea is if it's a vacant unit, yeah. To sellers law firm. Yes. Felicia is asking, then we send them to sellers law firm. Correct? You want to exercise the contract is to go to sellers law firm. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What some agents, let me share you some example. What some agents do for HDB is this. After the seller has signed, he video his signing. Okay. Video his face, video his hand, video his signing. Then he send this together through a courier plus the video. Video can send electronically, right? They use Grab, they courier the document over to the lawyer, or they courier the document. Let's say it's a $1,000 HDB. They courier the document over to the buyer. Okay, who transfer, because transfer of $1,000 can be through PayNow, through PayLah, isn't it? So they transfer the money electronically. You transfer the OTP and witness, video yourself signing the thing. Then you can certainly send this as evidence. Okay. So this is one way you can actually deliver the document. Yeah, it can be going. The document can be going to the lawyer's office. Once it can reach the lawyer's office, your buyer can go there to exercise already. Can go down to the lawyer's office to exercise already. Okay, so that's one of the way you can certainly think about. We do really need to think about the way things are done already. So again, I just want to wrap up already. I don't want to hold back Patrick, and I really want to wrap up the scenario already. So the conclusion is this: anything that has got this contact point one, face-to-face contact, cannot. Okay, cannot. We have to wait for phase 2, see whether can or cannot. Phase 1 definitely contact cannot. Okay, so any activity, the rule of thumb is this: any activity that lead up things to become face-to-face 不可以. Okay, so this is the rule of thumb you need to live by. Everything go virtual, face-to-face. Only thing that I can see that is a little bit positive from the guideline is if the house is vacant, you can go and take photo, take video to go do marketing. That is vacant already, not temporarily vacant. I repeat myself. So good. I think we have more or less come to the end. We will wrap up the session now. We hope this one has been fruitful for all of you. Okay. And if you want to contact Patrick, you want to share your slides again? Let them see how they can contact you. I can stop the sharing. You can. So that if you want to contact Patrick, please go to where he is so that he can share his slides.
You see that? Can you see the contact page?
Yes, yeah. I can. So right. we will leave this on in the meantime. So we have come to the conclusion. We have come to the end. I think we overrun a little bit by a few minutes, but I think that's well and good so that everybody can really benefit from this session. So Thomas is grateful and happy that you guys are here to join us on Facebook. We hope to have more series that we can educate you and bring you up to mark in terms of what you can do. Okay, and we really want to thank Patrick for joining us. Thank you. Tonight, right, and really want to thank Patrick. And
thank you, Thomas.
If you have any information that you really need some legal advice, conveyancing, please go to Fortis Law for more advice. Okay,
thank you, Thomas.
Yes, very good, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you saying thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, we hope that next session will be more fruitful. Okay, and if you have topics that you want me to cover in terms of LMA or even for Thomas to cover, please drop us a private message. We are more than happy to listen to you and see how we can really help you in terms of your upgrading your skill set. Because you must understand, Thomas also represent, when he speak, he also sometimes represent the association. So association president must also motivate you and get you guys up to speed, right? So that all of us can emerge from this COVID situation. What I really want to see achieve is all of you still can continue to do sales, do your rentals, and then we can use technology to emerge stronger, once we enter into phase 2 or even phase 3. Once you go to normal range, we want you to be ahead of your competitors. So this is the whole objective why we are doing some of these sessions. Okay, good. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Patrick.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas.
再见。
再见。